by a political elite.
Yeah, by a ruling class. Now, when we were growing up, that was looked at like it was a bad thing. There were things when we were growing up that we were taught were wrong. Today, you fast forward today, 20 years, 2 decades later, the things that I was taught my whole life, that my parents were taught and that their parents were taught were wrong, are now not only considered to be right, but they are demanded that we not only tolerate, but make exception for them, for the very things that we know in our heart and soul is wrong.
Well, and also, the reverse of that is true. Things that we were taught and that we grew up believing were right and good are now wrong and evil. And again, let me bring it back local and just tell you how it's hitting us right here in our back door. At Piedmont High School, which is just down the road from where Marty and I live. Man, it's like half an hour away.
It's in our county.
At Piedmont High School, an atheist group is
the Freedom from Religion Foundation. Let's name them.
Yeah, Freedom from Religion Foundation is attacking a local high school for having a prayer before the football game, where they, pray not that one team wins and one team loses, but that all the players will be safe.
And that everybody gets to go home.
You know
what, man? Tina posted or reposted that on Facebook and was attacked for posting that. Yeah. Well, what about the people who ain't Christians? Did they get equal time? I'm tired of all you Christians telling everybody what's right and what's wrong. Y'all don't get to say everything. You don't get your preference. You don't get to pray. Why?
Yeah.
Why is that wrong? When did it become wrong? And who made you in charge? Who gave you the right to tell me that I can't pray to my God anywhere I want to, but someone who wants to pray to a different God, if they want to pray to Buddha, if they want to pray to Shiva, if they want to pray to Allah or Muhammad, they can do it wherever they want to.
Or how many times when we've gone to football games when we were growing up, because at our local high school, they still say a prayer before every football game. Some people talk during the prayer. That's been going on as long as I have been alive.
Those same people also walk and talk during the national anthem. And nobody says anything because it's their right to do that.
Yeah. So
the people that want to pray, they take their hats off, they bow their heads, and they pray. Them that don't,
they talk.
They talk. They don't. They could care less about the people praying.
And see, like I said, that's been going on as long as I've been alive.
I think it's been going on as long as our parents have been alive and their parents.
So now all of a sudden it's wrong for everyone else that wants to pray to be seen to pray in public. Now,
if they're a Christian. If they're a Christian. Now, let's not forget that if you are a Muslim, you are required to pray 5 times a day. And you are required to face Mecca and do it.
On your knees.
On your knees. Genuflecting with your face down to the ground. Now, does the Freedom from Religion Foundation sue the Center for American Islamic, whatever it is, CARE, relation? Do they sue CARE? No, because they're scared of them.
Because if they do, they're going to be put on their names. The founders of Freedom from Religion Foundation will have their names put on a list, and there will be a fatwa put out against them by some Ayatollah in Iran or somewhere, and they will be a target for death.
It tells me two things. It tells me, one, that the Freedom from Religion Foundation is made up entirely of cowards, and its supporters are cowards. Cowards, cowards, cowards. You know what else it tells me? It tells me that every Christian that bows down when these people tell them they can't pray, every school that says, oh, we can't do that because we don't want to get sued, you guys are cowards too, and you have no business calling yourself a Christian.
Or actually being, and if you have that little of a spine, you really don't have any business controlling the learning of children.
Or anybody for that matter. You have no business being in a position of leadership if you are scared of something like a lawsuit. Now, the thing is that one of the people that was attacking my wife used to be a very close friend. They're not anymore. You know why? Because my wife and I rededicated our lives to Jesus Christ. I came back to my faith. My wife found her faith. That is so offensive to these people that they no longer want us in their lives. And they find joy in trying to tear us down because of what we believe in. When never once has my wife or me or you or anybody that I know went and told anybody they were going to, quote unquote, burn in hell because of what they believe. Because, see, there's this big misunderstanding about what being a Christian in this country means, or what being a Christian means, period. I got into a discussion with somebody on my Facebook list who is a proud atheist and claims to have studied the Bible for the majority of his life and knows it backwards and forwards and finds it to be nothing but myths and stories to frighten the masses. It goes to what our pastor preached on this weekend, religion versus relationship. See, I don't necessarily have an objection to people who are angry at religion, because I'm very angry at religion.
Well, let's face it, religion has played a huge part in how the world exists today, because religion is those automatic, traditional, ritualistic observances that come from, that are just strictly on the outside. Whereas the relationship that you're talking about and that our pastor was talking about this Sunday, where you have a relationship with your Creator, where you walk daily, where you're in conversation with your Creator. That's a relationship, and it's not a religion. We are not called, as Christians, we're not called to be religious people.
Nope.
We're called to have a relationship.
A personal relationship.
With our Savior. Now, there are lots of people who call themselves Christians who are very religious people. You know, they go to church.
Yeah.
They do all the quote-unquote religious things. But inside, you know,
there's no relationship.
When they're not inside the walls of their church, they don't have any kind of conversation with their Creator or any kind of relationship with their Creator.
You know what I say to that, though? There's also people that work at NASA that have never been to outer space. Those people can say they work at NASA, but they can't call themselves an astronaut.
That's right.
Because they don't go into space. They have nothing to do with outer space. I understand people's anger at people who have polluted something as perfect as Christianity. I'm angry with those people too. However, I'm not going to go to a Muslim and say, my way of looking at things is better than yours, and you can't pray in front of me. I'm not going to go to a Sikh and say, you look stupid walking around with a sword on in modern times. You can't do that in front of me. I'm not going to go to a Buddhist and say, why are you quoting this dead fat guy? That offends me. Don't do it. Because, see, as a Christian, as someone who has relationship versus religion, I know I can't do that. I know that because I've actually gotten into what we call the Word of God, our Holy Bible. I've not just read it, I study it a lot, often, daily. And I pray about what I'm reading. I try to have the relationship with God, and I read Jesus Christ's own words, because Christianity, you know, we're followers of Jesus Christ. If you're going to claim to be a Christian, then you read the words of Christ. Follow his example. He sure did get mad at religious people too. Did you notice that in the Bible? If those
the people that he was the maddest at were religious people. As a matter of fact, the harsh words that Jesus had to say, as recorded by our scriptures, were all directed at religious people.
He got mad enough at those people that he fashioned himself a whip and went into the temple and cleaned that mug out. Just started whooping people, kicking tables over, calling them a den of vipers, thieves, hypocrites. See, that's the word that I hear most of all. I'm tired of you hypocrites. Hey, man, atheists can't be hypocrites? You mean those people that are demanding tolerance for them to not observe any religious beliefs at all? You people who are claiming tolerance, who are also so intolerant of me?
And not only just being like a little bit emotionally intolerant here, but are actually trying to force other people to not believe the way you don't believe.
You know what I call you guys? I call you a coward.
And a hypocrite.
And a hypocrite. Because you don't have the courage of your own convictions to leave me and mine alone. That makes you a coward. I will stand flat-footed on the courthouse steps and profess my Christianity the day they start lopping the heads off. Would you do that with your atheism? Would you be willing to bet your life, your soul? Well, if you're an atheist, you don't believe that you have a soul. So would you bet your head? Your neck? Are you that firm in your beliefs? Do you really know? Or could it be that some of the things that Christians say kind of rub you the wrong way because you might be doing some of those things?
And you might know they're wrong.
You might know they're wrong. But you don't want nobody pointing that out. So
Like,
instead, you're going to lash out and say, I don't want to hear that kind of speech is forbidden.
How about this? Since we're ticking people off, may as well just go ahead and do it. The pro-abortion crowd.
The feminazis.
I don't care whether they're male, female, feminist, masculinist. I really don't care. If you think abortion is okay, if you think it's all right to take an innocent, unborn human life, because it's going to cramp your lifestyle,
These people,
or that you're afraid that one of your friends might have their lifestyle cramped. Oh my goodness,
they'll
she's
demand,
not going to get to finish college right away because she's going to go have to have a baby.
Because she had unprotected sex while she was drunk. She shouldn't have to pay for that. It was a mistake. These are also the same people who will scream for the death penalty for a rapist.
Or there's some of the same people who are against the death penalty. So it's a matter of timing with some of these people.
It's also called hypocrisy.
Yes.